Out here, it's Tuesday afternoon. It's about 88 degrees. Water temperature's not that bad though, due to recent rains. I'm gonna go out and try to catch some crappie and maybe throw for a bass. We'll see. But anyway, hang in there and we'll get out to a fishing hole and see what we can pick up. I'll see you in a bit. My first fish, it is a crappie, which is what I'm after. I'm surprised they were here. It's not a bad crappie. As warm as it is, I'm surprised they were that shallow. And that might have just been a one-off. We'll find out. Of course, like I said, with the recent rains, what once was shallow is no longer shallow. I really work it slow when it's hot like this. They're just not as aggressive. You kind of have to hit them in the face with the lure. You might have to hit them 2 or 3 times and make them mad so they'll take the hook. There's one. Not a bad crappie. All right. Oh, that one's going to require a hook remover. The bite was so soft I didn't even know I had one on the line. Listen, I might be able to get this out. Yeah, there we go. A little bummed out. I had a really good video yesterday. I was really anxious to get home and start editing. And then somehow, it turns out the entire day that I was fishing, my audio was turned off, so my mic wasn't working. That was a bummer. I could have put music to it or something, but I just ended up trashing the file. As usual in this weather, when I get the line up close to the boat, I'm going to drop it deeper because they're going to be at the bottom. Get to the bottom and kind of raise it up enough to get over their eyes. Again, as I've said in other videos, crappie have their eyes on top of their head, so they basically feed upward. So you got to get that food up over their eyes. There we go. Was a little too small to keep, so threw it back. For a minute I thought he was going to be a good crappie. He's fought. And there's a better one. A little bit better. lost my lure with that last catch. I'm using the Berkeley Gulp Minnows 2.5 inch. It's my absolute very favorite bait. Lately I'd only been able to find a 3 inch, and it was really slowing down process of catching. And I'm not sponsored. I'm not trying to hawk their products. I just think it's a good idea to let everybody know what you're using when you fish, so they can get the same thing if they want. I'm just using a basic 1/16 ounce jig head. I think they're called glow heads. I like them, and they hold up well. So here we go, back in the water. Oh, fish on. Oh, fish off. Yeah, that didn't feel like a crappie bite. That felt like a bluegill or a red ear. So we're not going to try back for it. Little guy. Yep. Back in the water. Really gotta let that line drop. I'm surprised that they're this heavy right here. I was planning on them being at that dock right there. Now it's gonna hit the causeway, but they seem to be kind of congregated here. Definitely what I don't want. I mean, bluegill are pretty, I just don't like dealing with them. Back in the water. The ultimate goal is to get over there on the causeway and fish that. I don't want to catch as many fish, but I should be able to keep a decent breeze from the trees and catch enough fish to make it worth it. Feels like that might be a decent crappie. Yeah, I was tricked. Okay, fish on. He's all splayed out with those fins and ready to stick somebody. So you can see how thin those mouths are. I knew there would be crappie along underneath those tins. Now it's not big enough to do anything with. Throw it back. Fish on. Another small one. I know it's not the same one because I threw it the opposite direction. Batted out, but he's probably still down there. Yeah. Yeah, something's really playing me down there. I don't know. It's not a bluegill. It's hitting like a crappie. I think that bait had just kind of ran its course and was loose. This seems to be the crappie junior high school or something, because they're not very big. It's not a daycare, not an elementary school, maybe a junior high school, certainly not high school or college. They're just not big enough. Fish on. Well, still an inch or two shy. Okay, tired of small fish, gonna move on. So along the causeway here, several feet out from the shoreline, there's a drop off. And as I mentioned before, I'm just kind of casting up close to the shoreline and then dragging the line so that it can hit that drop off. And the crappie will either be waiting. Well, that's not a crappie. Oh my goodness, that's a catfish. There you go, folks. Big old catfish. I was not expecting that on a 6-pound line, but there it is. Now, I'm guessing it's going to tear up my hook to get it off there. And there's a bass. Well, it's a day of surprises. We're boat flipping because I don't have much choice. He really was hooked good. He wasn't getting away. She had a largemouth. And with those two cruising up and down the buffet here, maybe by catching them and scaring them off, maybe the crappie will come out and play. There's the crappie. Not very big, but like I said, getting rid of the feeders might change things a little bit for me. Like I said, crappie will still hit that without a tail. I wish this fella were bigger though. Oh. Back he goes. Not what I want. fish on, but it's a, oh my goodness. That's the smallest fish I have ever caught. Look at that. That's a small guy anyway. There's one on there. Yeah, better than the last two, but still not big enough. Off you go. Oh, Lord have mercy. There we go. Well, I wasn't expecting that after all the flubs I had. There's a decent crappie. Let me fetch him. There we go. And there's fish. That one's almost long enough, but it is skinny. Where'd you go? There you are. Apparently the crappie like the shade too. I don't blame them. Fish on. There you go. Small guy, going back. Small. There's got to be something bigger down there. There's a halfway okay crappie. And man, was that soft. Is it okay, but not a monster? To the Berkeley Gulp, I'm going to see how it changes their behavior. See if they're more aggressive and hang on to this, and if they're still a little higher up. There's a fish. Not a bad crappie, not a great crappie. I think it shows they're definitely preferring the Berkeley Gulp minnows today. Still think he was kind of up towards the top. Oh, there's a hit. And a fish, but it's small. It got off there. It hit the pontoon. Fish on. Okay, so they're still biting up high in the water. They're not at the bottom over here. But they definitely have a preference for the bait. There we go. There's a nice crappie. He's going to keep spinning until he gets dizzy. Okay, so while the camera was off, I thought it was on again. I caught this crappie. Got a decent crappie. There we go. Okay folks, that's it for the day. We got some good crappie fishing done. Got a surprise largemouth and a surprise catfish. I'll tell you, a lot of people ask what I do with all the fish that I keep. I fillet all of them. I throw the carcasses and innards and so forth out into the woods for the animals. Sometimes I'll walk them down the lake and drop them in for the fish. The fillets I keep, I actually give most of them away. I eat maybe a third of what I keep and the rest I give away. There's a lot of people that either can't fish for themselves or they just don't have the time or don't enjoy it.